This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk.
Thank
I am
you.
Shekhar Gupta and I am off camera, which is just what you'd expect me to do when I'm introducing a guest like Aishwarya Rai this
Right.
week, who has one of the most beautiful faces you've ever seen. Aishwarya Rai, how great to have you on Walk the Talk.
Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure.
And not only I suppose I should get my face off camera, I should also shut up now because what our viewers want to do is listen to you and not to a furry daddy like me.
Yeah, right. We'll discover shortly along the walk. Tell me.
So tell me, it's hard work being Aishwarya Rai. I thought, with so much going for you, you will have the world at your feet. But I don't remember the last time I drove from the airport at 3 in the morning to meet a star at work. It's hard work.
Well, yeah, we do have all kinds of strange hours of work, but then so do you. I mean, imagine you take the night out flight and you come here, and it was just incredible on your part to actually come. Meet me at that hour.
But my
because-
incentive is greater than yours. I've come to meet Aishwarya Rai.
Come on, now you're just being like really.
Like what?
You're being sweet. I get really awkward with all this kind of conversation because I don't know. Sometimes if you're saying it just because, let's say it goes to the
No.
world of make believe, or
Nobody
or you're
says
tickling
it.
yourself, you're humoring yourself.
Nobody
or-
who says it to you says it like that.
I
you
can't
should
be
have
quite
got,
sure.
That you should have got used to.
I can't be too sure.
That you
Can't
should
be
have
too
got
sure.
used to. You're not short of compliments. But what's it like being Aishwarya Rai? I mean, how hard is it? In terms of expectations from you, in terms of timings, in terms of performances, in terms of giving value for money to the.
I'm just busy being myself. I'm a professional to the sincerest best that I can be, and I choose to be. And that's about it. I mean, this whole thing of how tough is it being Aishwarya, I think it would come into, it would be effective if you're trying to create this, if you are trying to create this persona and you are being a person out of yourself, apart from who you really are, then it kind of would be an effort. But I think if you're just yourself, it's just...
No, but persona has been created. I mean, you are a star. You're not just a star. A lot rides on you. Producers' fortunes ride on you. Somebody's.
You're the star of the show. Walk the
So-
talk, Shekhar Gupta. How tough is it? You tell me.
Not that bad. And I don't get rewarded like that as well.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
best-
you talk about make-believe. We are walking through a street of make-believe, a slice of carnival in Goa created on the southern tip of Colaba, right?
Right.
And here you will do a 40-second, 50-second commercial.
Advert, yeah.
And you will say, buy this soap, right? Or buy this shampoo, or whatever, buy this perfume. And crores of people would buy it, right? So
That's the attempt by the agency that, with advertising, it seems appealing, and that's the way this world works.
So does that bring pressure? Does it bring stress that, so much is riding on me, I have to deliver?
I have to deliver my job as a professional, as in the person who's employed me to deliver the job that I'm supposed to do, and that's to the best of my ability, the way you would need to do as in the various fields that today you're involved with, as the editor of your newspaper, as the chief anchor of the show, and the multi-faceted life that you lead. I mean, the pressures are the same as for any professional. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I mean, I feel pressure.
But the stresses are normal.
But
as-
I can't get so much right or wrong in 40 seconds as you.
And I think like that, these are the peripherals that kind of go with this world of make-believe, is I think all these ideas that people have about us or our world, we're just working professionals just like you.
What is tougher, the world of modeling and beauty contests or cinema?
It's not the question of tougher, but I'd say films is definitely the ocean. And there's no end to discovering the various aspects of it. Cinema is just very, very fascinating. Modeling is fun, is exciting, and for me, within the short duration of time that I did that, I had my fill. I'd like done plenty of it, and that's about it. So I'd say the world of film is
So
an
let me
ocean.
phrase it
Even the
differently.
beauty title holder, it's a good thing that they give you a year for that, because a year is wonderful. I had a very, very fulfilling, very, very complete experience. For me, it was about being a representative of India. That's what I was really interested in giving to the title while I had won it. And that's the way I treated it, and that's the experience I came away with. And 1 year was
Did you also
was
talk
good
about
for
Mother
it.
Teresa in your.
You know,
in your
sometimes I'll have to
intellectual
jog my
person answer
memory.
session,
I'll have to
huh?
jog my memory because it's such a cliche. And you know, there are these things so attached to you that sometimes I wonder, yes, I think invariably when people asked a woman that you admire, I mean, whether that sounds like a cliche or of course it's well earned. I mean, invariably you would mention her name as a woman that one admired. And
So who are the
That-
women,
that was
women you
it.
admire now? There's no crown at stake now.
there was no crown. It was not for the crown even
I'm
back
asking you,
then.
you know, when you
That's
look
the sad part. I mean, sometimes we think, I mean, Mother Teresa has deservedly been accorded what she has, but then there is the entire cliche, the joke that goes with because, and today you never know. I mean, some people might actually be embarrassed to give her due just because of, you know,
that's not
the
true.
tongue-in-cheek jargon that goes with it.
Mother Teresa would survive that. But tell me, when you look around now, who are the female role models you look at?
There are just so many. I think everybody was an achiever. Everybody who's carved a niche and worked hard
so-
to achieve it.
So name a couple.
Just so many.
Name a couple of
be it in
interesting stories that
sports,
you've seen
be it
lately
in,
or, you know,
be it in
you know,
regular
whether it's-
life. I mean, okay, let's not name drop. I would speak about my maid. I mean, you know, if you without dropping names, because the names are there in every magazine covers, newspapers, you have them all. I talk about my maid, and I really, really admire her for the sincerity with which she executes a job, and she has a hemophilic son. And just the positive energy that her positive approach to life is remarkable and truly, truly worthy of appreciation. She's got 4 kids, and her youngest boy is hemophilic. And I see her trials every day. And you know, she has to go through the operation. She has to give him, you know, the serum regularly. We're helping her, a lot of us. But it's just, and she's still such a positive spirit. Her boy, he's adorable.
You know, your transition you made from the world of modeling and glamour to cinema, both are very different traits, and not many people have done so successfully. What is it that you learned in the world of modeling that made it easier for you to make the transition, and what is it that made it tough? What was tough?
You know, my approach, while the questions are profound and I can like really wax eloquent and get into these really profound answers, let's just get down to basics and absolute honesty, because I regard this the approach of your show, and that's why I'm enjoying this conversation with you. My approach has always been very, very schoolish. It's just very basic, very student-like. So when you're given an assignment, or when you've taken a decision to take a job on or take an assignment on, then it's a very, very schoolish approach to give your best to what's on hand, as opposed to the perception the world has and the way the world sits and judges it as this huge transition step, and this you put through the microscope, you're being judged, you're being gauged all along, but that's not the way I looked at it. So constantly really remaining in touch with
No, but cinema
why
is
you're
also-
here and why you're doing it. I think
Cinema
that's
is also
important.
emoting. It's also talking. Modeling is looking great. Modeling is also, you know, bringing in a certain spirit. That's why many models have not really made it big in cinema.
You can't judge what and why as to why things have happened or why they haven't. There have been lots of models also who've done well in cinema. So it's not a question of you. There is no formula to it. I mean, even in terms of cinema, when I came in, there was this whole thing of I didn't go through any formal training, and I don't think that in turn today can be a statement that you don't need training. You either have it or you don't. No, I won't even make these quotable quotes.
Which are your favorite performances in cinema?
It's tough for me to pick out any favorite performances because just you treasure every one of
Which
them.
are the ones you enjoy doing the most? Which are the ones
for
that are the
different,
most
see,
challenging?
everyone has a reason and everyone has a memory attached because this is our life. So, I mean, you know, you really have, for me also my first viewing, it's kind of, you just have all the memories attached to that particular filming or shooting. Iruvar is very, very special. That was my first film with Mani Ratnam. It was an experience I was really looking forward to. And it was new in every sense because it was the new world of cinema. It was a new language. It was working with a master. It was just, everything was so new about that experience for me that, and Mani had said even then, he said, you know, what this is, you'll never have an experience like this again. And that's true, just because it was just incredible discovering everything about film, about cinema, about being an actor, and about the changes that you go through within yourself as well. So, Iruvar will always be very, very special. there are so many films. All the 3 Tamil films. Jeans next, because that was again very. It was a new technically a new film for me to work on.
See, many of us may not have seen films from the south.
The
and many of us
south. In
north.
Hindi, I'd
In
say
Hindi?
okay, Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam instantly, because everybody talks about it, and it was definitely a very wonderful character, Nandini, that I said there. Tal was special, Josh was special, Devdas was special.
Very
No, I'm gonna
special.
tell you, very special. Raincoat recently, Choker Bali.
But do you remember
Pride,
any
Prejudice.
moments, maybe doing Devdas that you cherish or that you remember?
So many. I mean, both experiences with Sanjay have been very full-bodied experiences, as you'd say, because it's just so much that we go through. We're very probably, I don't know if I can dare to say similar personalities, but our approach to our work is quite similar. Maverick, obsessive. We really love to work on detail.
Maverick how?
We love to work on detail, and it's just kind of, the films like these just completely consume you during the making of that particular film.
Tell me a couple of the memories you cherish from the making of those films.
Which one, Hum Dil or Devdas?
You choose. Devdas.
They just thought, okay, Devdas. Well, I was of course aware of the fact that Devdas had been made so many times before, but I hadn't seen any of the versions whatsoever. And then I maintained that. I must have been the only person on the entire team making that film
Who had never seen the
who had
earlier
never
Devdas.
seen the earlier Devdases, and I maintained that because I said, okay, if I haven't, then I really have no reference point, which is wonderful because I wanted to be completely malleable and just do Paro as the way Sanjay has conceived her. And so I maintained that. And I said, Sanjay, I'll remain an original. I'll just remain like, your Paro, the way you've conceived her, as true to the script, the way you've written it. Because this was really his interpretation of the movie or the novel. And so when we went on the set, like 2 days before, I like to go and feel the space, okay, feel the set. Because that's where we worked on Hum Dil as well. 2 days before when we went, and I saw the sets, and I was like, oh my God, these were magnificent. It was like huge. And at one point I was like, Sanjay, you barely feel the space, I mean, this is going to be like really operatic, and it's going to be really, the whole scale is much bigger than what I had probably visualized when he was narrating the script to me. And he was just like, no, but this is the way I'm going to be making it, and this is my Devdas. So we walked around, and then suddenly, actually, I just started feeling the actual interpretation of Sanjay's vision. And we just went about the house, felt the space. 2 days before, we have reworked the entire wardrobe of Paro. Somehow we just saw the wardrobe and didn't feel it. We are very feel kind of people, both Sanjay and me. Didn't feel it. So we said, okay, this is it. This doesn't feel like Paro. It felt a little synthetic. So out, reworked it literally like the night before. So pressure. And I think Sanjay thrives on pressure. Like that's what he says on hindsight. Every time he says, every time we're faced with hardships and pressure is when we went forth and really delivered our best. And I think that's what happened throughout that experience of Devdas. There were lots of trials and tribulations and lots of difficult circumstances, and we just stuck together and enjoyed every minute of the making of that film.